Hey, so here we are. It's Friday, so it's time for the Wolfpack SK Friday preview. Wolfpack SK Friday preview. The Detroit Lions versus the Buffalo Bills. So Lions 3-1, Buffalo 2-2 in Ford Field, 1 o'clock Sunday. Um, how they got here? Basically, Detroit 3-1. They beat the Giants, lost to Carolina, and then won their last two, Packers and the Jets. The Bills started out hot. They beat the Bears week 1, Miami week 2, and then the last two games they lost to San Diego and Houston. So that's what puts us at this point. Um, Obviously, with the big change in this game is the Bills sat EJ Manuel. They benched him, and they are going to start Kyle Orton this week. And this is his first game action in a while, first start in a while. He was actually contemplating retirement in August, and now he's going to be starting for the Bills against statistically the #1 defense in the league. So that should fare well for them. Basically, when I'm thinking about who's going to win the game, I looked at the matchups of the four major statistical categories: pass offense, pass defense, run defense. So how is our pass offense going against their pass defense? Basically, it goes like that. So looking at it here, Detroit's pass offense is ranked 7th in the league with 276 yards per game. Going up against Buffalo's pass defense, Buffalo's 25th at 266 yards per game. And I don't know, I haven't seen any full Buffalo Bills games, but I don't know if that's because their run defense is so good, so teams are just abandoning the run early and just passing on them. Because basically, obviously that ranking is based purely on yards given up. They give up, like I said, 266 yards a game, which is still below what the line. It's about it's 10 yards below what our average is on offense for pass yards. So that's +1 for the Lions in that category. Buffalo pass offense is 31 at 199 yards per game. That's pretty bad. I saw a stat when I was looking this up. The Bills have the longest streak of not throwing for 300 yards in a game. I think it said it was up to like 27 or something like that, which is crazy. Because basically, if Stafford doesn't throw 300, I mean he's averaging 276, but everyone knows he's been struggling. When he throws less than 300, it's unless we're playing a really good team, you're kind of wondering what happened. So to not even get one in a year and a half is crazy. So they're ranked 31 against our pass defense. Our pass defense is ranked 2nd in the league, giving up 187 yards per game. So we give up less than what they get a game. Same way the other way around. So again, that's a +1 for the Lions. Match by the numbers, we beat them in that one. Let's go to rush offense. Lions are struggling in the run. They are 26th in the league at 87.3 yards per game. And the Buffalo Bills, that's their one strength, is their run defense. They're ranked 3rd in the league, giving up only 71.5 yards per game. So the edge on that one goes to Buffalo. But as we'll see in a little bit, there may be a change this week. But you got to give the edge to the Buffalo Bills. They stop the run. That's what they do. So that goes to the Bills. Okay, run offense for Buffalo. They're 13th in the league, so right in the middle at 122.3 yards per game. Going up against our run defense, which is 6th in the league at giving up 80.8 yards per game. So that's another edge goes to the Lions. So of the four major categories, four major matchups, the Lions take 3 of them. And with it being in Detroit, another advantage to the Lions. So a lot of signs in this game point to a Lions victory. But So basically, you see a lot of times with analysts on, and ESPN and all them, they always bring up the 3 keys to victory. So I'm going to kind of do every week. I'll do a little 3 keys to victory for what I think the Lions need to do to become victorious at the end of the game. So here's the Week 5 keys to victory. 3 keys to victory. I think number 1, turnovers. We didn't have any last week, which is good. I think it's the I can't remember the first game. I think we had a fumble in the first game. If not, then we had 2. But we've been struggling with turnovers. Against Carolina, we were -3 in turnovers, and against the Packers, we were -2. So turnovers is the number 1 thing. We showed last week that you don't turn the ball over, and you don't have to have a huge offensive day and you win the game. So in games like this where one team is favored by a lot, usually the only thing that really keeps it close is turnovers. So if we can hold on to the ball, then it should be good. Number 2, basically the Lions need to have a threat of a run game. They can't just completely abandon it right away. Not saying they would. I'm just saying, back in the past with Scott Linehan as the offensive coordinator, if it didn't work, he was quick to just pull the trigger and have Stafford drop back 50 sometimes. So we got to have some kind of threat of a running game. It's going to be tough because Bell's got a concussion, so he's out for this week, and so is Theo Riddick. So we're down to we brought up George Wynn from the practice squad, so he's going to be Bush's backup. So we'll see a lot of Bush in this game. There's going to have to be a lot of trickery type run plays. Everyone knows Bush can't run right up the middle, but we should be getting Lee Adrian Waddle back at right tackle, which will help our rush game and our sacks. We're giving up the most sacks in Stafford's career so far, but Waddle is our starting right tackle, and he's only played 1 series this whole season. So we just got to have some kind of threat of a run game. We can't let Buffalo make us one-dimensional. Number 3 is stop the run. Like I said before, they like to run the ball. They're 13th, which is middle of the pack, but when you're 31st in passing, obviously they like to run the ball. They got C.J. Spiller and Fred Jackson running the ball. So our number 1 priority should be to stop the run, which will force Orton to throw a lot more. And I think that's got to be the game plan for Tara Lawson, is to force Orton to beat us. With our 2nd-ranked pass defense, with a pretty young receiving core. Robert Woods is a 2nd-year guy. Sammy Watkins is obviously top 10 pick, top 5. So they're talented on the receivers, but they're young and with a really old quarterback. So we got to just stuff the run and dare them to beat us through the air. I think if we win at least 2 of those 3, I think the Lions come away with a victory. Let's look at the injuries for the game. I'm sure everyone has seen this week that Calvin Johnson's still dealing with the ankle injury. He didn't practice Wednesday and Thursday, but he practiced today. And Caldwell came out and said that there was a chance that he couldn't play, which I don't really know why that's being reported everywhere. Obviously, there's always a chance when a guy doesn't practice twice. So I don't really understand where the news story in that one is. But so basically for Detroit, the big injuries, Joique Bell and Joseph Fourier are both out, with Bell with the concussion, Fourier with the sprained ankle from trying to stop his dog from pissing in the house. So he's out. Both of those guys are out, and Calvin's questionable, like I said before. I still think he plays, even with all this hoopla. If he played last week, he'll play this week. They already said that his ankle's feeling better than it was last week. So if he played last week, why wouldn't he play this week with the same practice schedule? For Buffalo, their 2 main injuries Chris Williams, their starting left guard, or I might be right, starting guard, one of the two, he's out, so that hampers their run game a little bit and helps our front four. So they're going to be without a starting offensive lineman. And the other big one is Kyle Williams, which is their star defensive tackle. If you watched the Bills-Chicago game, he was the big guy that got that interception off of Cutler. So he's out, which will help key number 2 with the threat of a run game. You know, that's their run stuffer. So without him, he's doubtful. I shouldn't say he's out. He's doubtful. So, you know, more likely, obviously, he won't play. So those are the main injuries for both teams. So yeah, to the prediction, the Wolfpack SK Week 5 NFL Detroit Lions versus the Buffalo Bills prediction.
Wolfpack SK prediction.
I say the Lions win 31-10. That's a 21-point victory. They're favored by 7.5. So that may seem like a lot, but as I pointed out with all the matchups and everything else, it's just on paper this looks like a Lions blowout with Buffalo having their second string quarterback and being, you know, like he is. They are already struggling. It's not like you know, it's a good team playing their backup quarterback. You know, we saw last night with Minnesota, you know, with Ponder being basically their third string quarterback, how bad they looked against a bad Green Bay defense. So yeah, 31-10. I wouldn't be surprised at all with that. You know, I hope we don't give up more than 10 points. We gave up 17 in New York with the Jets, so definitely shouldn't give up more than that. And 31 could be a low number. I mean, unless Calvin doesn't play. But as long as he does play, then we should easily get that 31 points. But that's my prediction. What do you guys think? You think the Lions got this one? Like I said, they're favored by 7.5. Let me know. You think the Buffalo Bills are going to take it? You think Kyle Orton is the second coming? Let me know. All right, guys. So game on Sunday, 1 o'clock. I'll be back here on Monday with a little recap and NFC North outlook. Talk to you guys later. Go Lions.